It is widely claimed by experts in the petroleum industry that a large percentage of Nigeria's crude oil is stolen. While some have capped the figure to around 80% of the extracted crude, others say the country loses around 3 trillion naira annually to crude theft. This is also compounded by Nigeria's inability to meet up with the 1.8 million barrels quota approved by OPEC, as we only produce around 1.25 million barrels per day due to many factors. On the other hand, host communities have been vocal about the environmental degradation they are facing over the decades of oil exploration in the Niger Delta. This is also seen as one of the reasons for the emergence of militant groups in the region. With past and current administrations' efforts to clean up these areas through the hydrocarbon remediation project, among other initiatives, are indigenous of these oil-producing communities confident that the issues of oil spillage, gas flaring, among other challenges, will be addressed permanently? This will form the basis of our conversation tonight. Hello and welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV. On this program, we discuss issues around politics, policy, and governance. I am Hamza Idris. Tonight, we will be joined by His Royal Highness, Emersa Dr. Emperor Mpe John Dingpa. He is the paramount ruler of the Alesa Eleme, the base of Nigeria's first refinery, the Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will take a short break, after which the program commences. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Your Highness,
yes,
we're happy to have you in our studios.
You're welcome.
Maybe I should start by asking you about your office and the people you represent.
Well, I am the paramount ruler of Alesa Eleme. My name is His Royal Highness Emperor John Adimangbe. I am born in Eleme in Alesa, where you have the first and the second refinery with most companies around us.
Yeah. Yes, Your Highness, you host the two refineries. The first one, I think, 1965 or thereabouts. Yes. Where were you then? I was born there. Yeah. And then I can tell you the history of that place. Okay.
Because I was even there when they cleared the land. For the refinery? Yes, for the refinery, yeah. That's the first refinery was built by British Petroleum Company. Okay. With the one you call the first one, which was overtaken by events and now being taken over by NNPC. Yes. So I was there, and I can tell you the history. And the fishes were there then? Yes. With many animals were in the bush there. What was the reception of the people? Well, it was a very grand one because the British government was the first that came into discussion with the people. That's through the Eastern Nigerian government. And then the land was acquired and given over. It was a great jubilation. People anticipating for a good thing to come to the community. Okay. And to the people too. Because some young people like me, you know, growing up, we noticed the restiveness there, issues around spillage and all that. At the beginning of the exploration and the refining, do we have issues like that, or it was a smooth sail? Let me tell you something. You see, society develops every day. And as at that period of time, the traffic was not as much as it is today. The quest for oil within that zone was not much spread. You know, maybe due to expansion of other aspect of life. Now, the British government then had a discussion with the then Eastern Nigerian government through also the federal government of Nigeria. And they came to maybe a good understanding, which was also embraced also the people, took the people to heart too. You know, now, you know, there is a lot of things are going on. Expansion, maybe you cannot now talk about the development as a period of time with the constant development. Because now the place is growing into what we call cosmopolitan community. What you experience in a cosmopolitan community is not same you can experience in maybe a nuclear society like a hamlet. So Eleme is a very developing community with a large industries around there, not even the petroleum the petroleum industry alone. No, I'm not talking alone about the refinery. Many other companies also derive betterment from that area. Okay. And so there's need for development. And development comes with a lot of issues, which just like I was talking, restfulness, but it could be contained if both parties come together and realize their faults.
Yes, before we get to the restfulness, Your Highness, when the refining started, how was the relationship between your community, government, and the explorers?
Very, very cordial. Okay. Very cordial. When I say very cordial, because most of the things happen in my foot. I'm there. I'm not exaggerating what I'm saying. I'm talking because I was born in the house of one of those who gave that mandate for the establishment of the then refinery there. Okay. So I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm talking.
And after the first one, at 650 barrel or thereabout?
Yes.
We had another one in the 80s.
Yes.
Now, how was their performance?
Well, you see, the technology, everyday technology develops, technical aspect of life, especially the first growth of every industry, based on their specialization and interest. Now, the second refinery, the fourth refinery was built by maybe it's a company called JVC. They were all incorporated there. A lot of custodians that built up that one. Now, after that period of time, as people who love development, Eleme people love development. River people also love development, irrespective of the way people would think. It's not everything you hear in Abuja that is happening in River State. I'm just telling you. Because some people, look, let me give you an instance. There was a company that was doing business somewhere. And that company will always put in fear in the mind of others. Don't go. Okay. Don't go there.
Maybe to have this monopoly.
To have monopoly of the trade. Okay. And so such thing is also happening. Because you see, I've been a very great advocate of peace. Yeah. I'm an ambassador of peace. In fact, I grew up to the level of eminent ambassador of peace. People sometimes can talk about the element children. No. So call them together and let them know. And they work with you effectively. But there are certain things that sometimes not good. The community, the CSRO should be implemented. Okay. Because that's one of the problems. When I did my paper, when I did the presentation in the US, I said, look, the problem of Niger Delta is based on 3C.
3C.
3C. Okay. C to the top power.
Okay.
Community company conflicts. Maybe as a journalist, not had that.
No, I had it. Even the first one you mentioned is about corporate social responsibility.
Are most of these companies doing it? Are they doing what is the needful? Because one, you see, you don't just name a dog a bad name to kill the dog, to hand the dog. Get to the dog, give him little what he needs, and you see the dog lying down.
Yes, and this is where I want to ask you, Your Highness, because when these refineries, the construction completed, seamless transition to sending the crude. Yes. Even the refine within Nigeria. And
it was even going with train.
Yes. At what point did we miss the road?
Fine. Cooperation, lack of information, lack of intelligent gathering, knowing the mind of the people, bringing them into the system. Let me tell you something. You see, I've been a teacher for 26 years. I know the mind of children. Sometimes you look at the child, that this child is so bad. It's not a bad child. Bring that child closer. You know his problem. And he'll be so much submissive that will even help you to build the nation you want. Look, I am talking based on experience. There are a lot of things that sometimes is happening there, which to myself, look, when this second refinery documentation was done, you understand me?
In the 80s.
In the 80s, I was there. Even when they came again to do the refurbishment, I was there. I know how I help the company to achieve their dream. Because I love encouragement. I love that my people should also be carried along. But most of these things are not done. I'm telling you. Most of these things are not, except some managers who normally feel that, oh, if this thing is in my area, I would be able to do this thing. Very few of them don't help, I'm telling you. And that's why sometimes when you see small things that need to be suppressed down, we raise mountain. It's based also on individuals who don't realize why they are there heading some of these federal government establishments.
Before I ask you another question on the grievances of the people, the refineries, they give income to Nigeria. They give income to multinationals.
Yes.
Why do you think they degenerated over time?
Fine. It's a big question. Why do you say step back?
Yes.
Stepping back from their social responsibility. Because most of the corporate bodies there don't even think about the people. I'm not saying about refinery. It takes individuals who love the people to carry out and see how far you can develop people. Now, also the federal government maybe sometimes we have put up this sum of money to the development. Who is monitoring that money? Who is checking the corporate social responsibility fund that is made for the development of people? So sometimes, see, you don't need to give appointment to people in the higher cosmopolitan community. Go to the grassroots. I'm telling you, one of the problems you are saying people, see, River State is a very big, beautiful place to be. I'm telling you. I'm telling you because I grew up there. I went to primary school. Every school I do there. But you see, somebody can decide, like I said, don't go there, it's tapping. There's a history of one animal. Don't drink water. Its leg is drinking water. But they have put the law. No. Fine. Every community in Nigeria has a God-given talent. Fine. You don't need to abandon your old wife
for the new one.
Because he knows your history. You understand me? He knows your history. And so, one of the causes, like I said, see to the third power, community-company conflicts, could be just brought to peaceful area. Now, some of these companies we see there don't even pay their tenement rates. Are you getting me? Which is a part of development of the society there. The local government has a fund to be given. The state have what to be given. Even the federal government too have what to be given. And then most of them will cut this money away.
Meant for social responsibility.
Yes, that is it. And now, you see, you cannot be in a society. Let me tell you, sometimes I don't have electricity in my house. If I'm the type of the violent type, maybe I can ignite. You don't need to get something out of violence. Give to the people their right so that violence will be curtailed. Because whatever you can lose in a violent situation, you cannot regain it.
Your Highness, giving back to society must be reciprocal in a way.
Fine.
Meaning that the oil installations must be safe so that production will take place, and then in return, such communities should be taken care of.
That is why the new law of the PIA law,
Petroleum Industry
Act. If it is to be managed well, it's going to affect. In fact, most of these communities will grow more than the countries we go abroad to visit.
How do you felt when production stopped completely?
Well, yeah, because you see, nobody, because most of our people depend on that production. Let me tell you something. Sometimes the federal government need to listen. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Because some of us who are in the village there, in the community, we know the terrain of the area. Now, you are bringing in a company to set up Mr. A company here. The people have no knowledge of the BQ. That's the bill of quantity. They are not carried along. The man just come there, do one thing and run away. Let me give, for instance, like development of a road. If you come to Port Harcourt refinery now, the road coming from is nothing to write home about. In fact, if I bring the picture,
it's dilapidated.
That is no road. In fact, it's the worst road in Nigeria now.
But whose fault is it?
Fine. Whose fault is it? Well, the fault knows where it's coming from. Because this is a place, let me tell you, Eleme local government is one of the richest local government, LGA in Nigeria. and this Eleme local government is in Rivers State. And when we talk about the Eleme local government, you are talking about oil-free zone. Are you getting me? The harbor, one of the busiest ocean terminal there. And then you talk about the first, second refinery, you talk about the pipeline organization, you talk about Indorama. All these are there. Indorama plant alone is discharging at the highest level. You have the fertilizer company there. You have all these companies are there. But let me tell you, the road here is nothing to write home about.
Who's supposed to rebuild it?
Fine. The road is supposed to be given. The NDDC was there in charge of that road. Maybe you had when they went into something like a very closure of the road, which a lot of promises were done to them, like a man who's chasing a new wife. And that promise didn't hold water till now.
Yes.
And every day, you know, it can affect the economic development of the particular people. And when a community is affected, in chain reaction, it goes back to affecting the national economy.
Exactly.
Fine, that's what is happening there. I want you to maybe zoom your satellite to Eleme Land and to River State, and then you see exactly that is the worst road in Africa.
Yes, we did that, Your Highness, and that is why I asked this question, because the dilapidation, the stoppage of, you know, refining and all that did not happen overnight. And this is why there is this allegation that there is complicity between communities, tips of oil that come from outside the country and all that. As the paramount ruler, what will you say on this complicity? The
complicity, let me say, now when you talk about stealing of the federal government crude oil or stealing the people's crude oil, because crude oil must come from a particular area, just like any other place in Nigeria, where you have different resources for the management and development of Nigeria. If it is very, then we see we have security network here. Look, the security man has blood and water. I don't know what I get me. Now, for me, for us to go into that is something I will not. For us to achieve it, is something I will not say here. I can tell you here alone, because of the security involvement in that area. Because when they started this program, if you don't involve the people, involve them, call a dog a good name in the presence of your friends, so that you can take care of your baby, you know.
Meaning that there is anger among the people.
No, people. It's not a question of anger alone. If anger was to be in the people of our community, then maybe right from the offset, even when we are cheated, even when we are not giving what is meant for us, we still behave as a good housewife to his husband. You understand me? But I am telling you, the social responsibility, community social responsibility must be adopted for us to move forward.
Yes, during the administration of Obasanjo, restiveness was at its peak. Was it that government was not talking to the engineers, the administrators who were, you know, exploring the oil and then refining it there, that restiveness was so high that all over the world, all over the media around the world, you see them talking about restiveness in the Niger Delta?
Well, you see, individual countries have their issues. Are you getting me? Which Nigeria is not only. I was addressing people sometime in New York, in the last quarter. I said Nigeria, because I hate when people say Nigeria is corrupt. Are you getting me? The land mass of Nigeria, which is our motherland, is not corrupt. You can say some individual in Nigeria, but not say Nigeria generally. They're not talking about the land mass of Nigeria. Then you are not talking the right thing. You understand? So I always let people keep away saying Nigeria is corrupt. This is a table. This table is only a paper. If we say some of the papers on this table are corrupt, not our motherland Nigeria. So there are two things about people saying. Because now, when you're talking about restiveness all over the world, one of the biggest countries had about 200 and something shooting with about 1,000 millions of people dead. Just about few in July in one of the advanced countries, I don't want to say. It have them. There is restiveness all over the world. In fact, United Nations now is finding it difficult how to manage refugees who are coming all the way from all over the country, all over the world. Now, so Nigeria, all we need to do, in terms of what they are going to say, the security aspect, is to make everybody be a security officer. And I'll tell you how we can do that. There's a country that has what they call check the checker system.
Check the checker.
Check the checker system.
Your Royal Highness.
Check the checker system.
Okay. And what does that mean, Your Royal Highness? Yeah.
I'm looking at you. You don't know I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. So I'm always quite careful.
Okay.
Everybody is being used by Mosai. It's being used also in Ethiopia system. Your wife can be checking on you. You don't know. She's checking on you. So everybody is conscious. You mind what to say, what to do.
And the monitor, you have different monitors.
Different monitors. So,
but Your Highness, I'm sure, as His Majesty there, you meet with all layers of people.
Fine.
Government officials, DSS, military.
Everybody, just call my name, they know me there.
Now, what are they giving you reasons as to why we're unable to now contend this issue of restlessness and...
Fine. If you set up an intelligence system about 10 years ago, what is the population of Nigeria?
Over 200 million.
Fine. No. 10 years or 15 years
Okay, no, I'm talking about now.
Fine.
10 years,
so
maybe
how many security men now you have to meet up? The British police in those days is about how many policemen to how many people to one policeman?
Yeah, not
but
more
now, how many do you have? So you see, our security system need to be, in fact, we need to recruit more people, and they give them assignment to do. Let me tell you, we have one of the best security network. We have one of the best policing. We have one of the best army in Nigeria, in the world. If we don't have the best army, how would they go to NATO?
But there is an allocation of being complicit.
No, give them all they need. Give them their instruments, and you see Nigerian police working more than your expectation.
You're talking about equipment.
Yes, give them all. Let me tell you something. I grew up in the barrack. I'm not trying to divide you from exactly what I'm saying. I grew up in the barrack as a barrack boy. I stayed in the barrack as a police boy in Buri. I migrated to Niger to follow more police barrack. I also served the army.
So you know they are working.
No, I know. I also served the army. I served somebody called Bala, ex-army man who liberated the Rivera area. I can't remember him now, but I served him as a small boy. You see, the training of Nigerian army or the training of the Nigerian police people, if it's well encouraged by me and you should know that they have blood and water in them. They have families.
Yeah.
So they should be given. Let us look. The security network is more than any company you have.
Now, are you talking about that they are not being taken care of?
No. Let me see. We talk about taking care of. We should also talk about modern equipments for them. Modern equipment. Even you can see what is happening within the two larger companies now. Countries having problem with themselves. The other one was not having equipment enough to tackle. But when they say no, we give you. Give them, and you see the surprise the Nigerian army and Nigerian police surprise in this country. And don't interfere into their work. Don't ever dabble into their system. Because insurgent is really worrying this country right now, to be very frank. And the economy is going down. Economy will boost where there's peace and harmony in the system. And this is what I'm saying. We must not leave the security policing of our nation to the hand of security men alone. Now,
how can the communities be brought in?
Involve them.
How you accept?
Fine. Let me tell you something. I was a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout. I grew up in the Boy Scout. I also today, as I'm talking, I'm a member of the Boys Brigade. We go into some issues. We watch. We check. We should know. Communities should be given to be empowered to know who is entering their community. You understand me? You remember in London, you see some old women. They are sitting down there. But Nigeria we try to maybe do away with our retirees who still have the intelligence to watch.
And they know the terrain.
And they know the terrain. You don't need to you see a young man who has worked in the Nigerian army, see gallantly, if you retire, get in somewhere. You remember when America had their problem with the bringing down of the 9/11? Fine. They start teaching people different languages.
to understand the culture and orientation.
And the orientation of the people. So, and you see, America, despite the threat, you speak any language now, they know. They spend money. They spend money to carry out those things.
But Your Highness, there is this allegation that people are unsatiable when it comes to material possession, that your youths in the region, I'm talking about the whole Niger Delta region, despite the outreach, because look at the amnesty program, despite that, they keep blowing off the installation. No, so how can you now...
let me correct you on one aspect. When you say my youth, our youths are very, very calm. Youth restiveness all over the world is a global phenomenon now. It's not alone to our area, no. If the use of our area are so blunt, I don't think any federal government has told me to be there. But they are listening use.
Okay.
They are listening use. But
they are talking to.
Yes. Let me tell you, you cannot leave that road like that now. Some of us come out every day to talk. I love my country. I belong to Nigeria. I belong to River State. I belong to Eleme local government. I am the head of Alisa community. No man can see sugar and throw it when he has a tea to sink the sugar into. So it is, see, that's why I told you, some misplacement of issues
and priorities
are the thing worrying the people. Now tell me, I don't have drinking water, if not the coming of a high prep now. You know, I don't have good electricity. I don't have good road to get to. Okay, I'm going to give you invitation to come to my. I'll pay your transport. Come.
And then, the company will also.
And then whatever you see,
yes,
take it that way.
But
and that's what is happening to River State.
Yes.
Now, River State is a place that you can go and you can sleep on the road.
Because of peace. Yeah.
Peace. Nobody can challenge you. But some people will tell you, don't go to River State too. The man has some business he's doing there. He's telling you, it's frightening you not to go. And if you talk about countries all over the world, about how many countries in Africa here now?
Over 50.
50 countries. Now, if you talk about America, about 51 states of America, including Washington, there is no place in this world that problems are not happening.
But they manage theirs more than ours?
Fine. They manage there because I know whom you are. Like I said from the onset, I said, look, there's what they call check the checker system.
Yeah.
And before you know, somebody is calling the police. Say, look, see. Now, if you call the police here, how many telephone calls do you have in the hamlet of police system? And most of the police people, where are they? How many number of police do you have in Nigeria?
Yeah, less than 300,000.
Less than. How many people? Okay, 300 divided to Nigeria is about 200 something million.
Yeah. Okay,
divided it to how many? So you find it now.
It's huge.
So we should reduce the amount of police we put to guide us.
Your Highness, are you worried that Nigeria could not meet its quota given by OPEC? Because we're supposed to produce around 1.8 million per day.
Fine.
Now we produce less than that.
Yeah.
1.
I told you something. We could even boost the production capacity assigned to us by OPEC.
We can do that?
We can do that.
How then?
Get to the people, involve them, tell them the implication, bring to them, provide some of the things you think are. Look at the free air you are getting. Do you know what it means? Sleeping and getting a free air into your nursery? Fine. Recognize the old woman that she's still my wife.
Your Royal Highness.
Recognize that woman you thought is not. That woman knows you. He knows the type of pant you are wearing when the two of you alone were there. If you recognize her, she should be the best wife in the world.
You are talking about recognition.
Yes.
Recognition and recognition. Okay, Royal Highness. We are discussing Nigeria's oil production and issues in the Niger Delta.
Yeah.
We will take a short break, and when we return, we build from here. Please don't go away.
That's great.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. We have in the studio His Royal Highness Sir Dr. Emperor Nkpe John Dinkpa, the paramount ruler of Alesa Eleme, the base of Nigeria's first refinery, the Port Harcourt Refinery Company Limited. Your Highness, welcome back. Yes, before we went on break, we were talking about carrying the people along. Are you not worried that the federal government introduced the NDDC, Niger Delta?
Fine.
There is Ministry of Petroleum Resources. Among many, there is the amnesty program.
Okay.
Somebody will be tempted to ask, what more do you want?
Fine. When you appoint the wrong people, the message cannot get to the people.
Your Highness.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Let me tell you, until the federal government goes down to the local communities to give appointment. The local community are those who, like the rabbit in the hole, they know where elephant is moving. Are you getting me?
Yes.
The local people. In locality, they know their problem. You don't just need to appoint somebody to them when they know the person cannot deliver. You appointing somebody, I like what my governor did sometime, be in your community and be your local government there.
Okay.
Are you getting me? My governor of Rivers State. Be in your local community and be the chairman of your LGA. If not, he will tell you, get out.
Was it that he restricted them from going to the state capital?
It's not, you have to know their people. I stay in the village. So when a little child cries, I know. When there is a riot, I know. When people are demonstrating I know. Because I'm there. You understand me?
Yes.
Because when you go and appoint somebody and he does not know the tariff, he does not. Okay, now let me tell you. You are giving, maybe company A is giving us water. Company B now come again giving us water. What are you going to use?
Duplication.
Duplication of the interest of people. So when you appoint people, you see, I've been in the system of when I was the chairman of Y Brigade. If you don't stand on the line, sorry for you. I don't care. I was the chairman of Y Brigade in my area. You must follow the protocol. My son is here. Ask him. I told him.
You are a disciplinarian.
I said, this house is not your house. Ask him here. My house is not your house. You must be your own.
You must build your own.
No. Am I staying in my father's house? No. You must build your own. Because when you allow too much sugar in the system, you shouldn't be leaking it and forget there's diabetes.
But Your Highness, as I asked earlier, you know, people will not come from heaven to now do some of these things. Most of the people heading the ministry, the commission, the amnesty, they are all from that region. They are your children. Is it that they don't listen to you? Or government don't consult you before picking them?
Government need to consult. Are you getting me?
Yes.
There should not be any political issue in appointing those people who should be in the hem of our office. I'm not talking about Rivers State alone.
Yeah, Niger Delta.
Even down to Katsina. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Even down to Karua Nabuda. You understand me? As long as Nigeria is concerned, don't just give appointment to those who don't know the value of being in that appointment. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Give your appointment to those who have humanitarian issue, who think about people. You don't give the appointment just because this man has gotten his different degree. No. How effective, what love does he have for the people?
You are talking about competence.
Competency. Because you can give, okay, now, maybe my son just graduated from Harvard down, and he's there. He does not know even the locality, and he will run the appointment.
So it shouldn't be just about qualification.
No, not qualification. Let me tell you, appointment is look, the development is in the heart of the who wants to develop. I don't know what I'm talking.
Yes, I understand.
Just like sympathy. Don't sympathize in giving appointment. Because sympathy is the willingness of the giver. It's not my right. Because sympathy can also be divided into categories. Mockery sympathy is there. The willing sympathy is there.
So if I get you right, Your Highness, meaning because people from there, you see them complaining and then accusing the federal government of not doing the right thing, meaning there is homegrown problem.
Fine, then listen to their cry and go to them and ask them what you need. Okay. The federal government is our father. Are you getting me? Like I told from early, I am a Nigerian. Federal government has 31, is it?
36 states.
36 states.
And the FCT.
And the FCT. All these are they are the children of one man. Our father, our mother, Nigeria. You understand me? See, I know that it's not easy to be a leader. Are you getting me? But, you see, sometimes the leader now send messages. Go here, go here, go here and develop. Before you know, some of them go like bullet. They can't come back to their father and tell the father what they saw there. They can say everything is good. That's why I say check the checker system.
Your Highness, how do you feel when they said they will work on the Port Harcourt refinery?
Fine, that is my home. I'm so happy. Are you getting me? And that is why we tried our best to give every support we can give for that refinery to come to.
But is something happening there now?
What happened?
At the refinery, is something happening? I mean, in terms of the turnaround.
Yes, something is happening. I am involved. When I say I'm involved, even if I don't go to the refinery, because I decided to keep away from companies, not to harlot myself or thinking of worrying them. Something is happening. The companies have mobilized. They are at the site now. Are you getting me? Although in any developmental society, there is bound to be agree and disagree.
Yes.
But we are disagree, and sometimes I agree, and then we are working in a friendly way. But there are things the community also need them to do. We did too have gone into MOU. Some of them is good one. Some of them we say we could amend it so that we can all move along.
Yeah, because the worry is that for many years, every government that comes will pump in billions of dollars into these two refineries.
Yeah.
I'm just referring to that ones in your jurisdiction. But nothing comes out from them. How sure are we that this time around there will be a difference?
I think I'm not praising the present MD of refinery.
Okay.
I'm not praising him. I am saying because one, the government of Rivers State is very much willing that refinery should take off. And so if anybody is coming that say no, they are not doing it, it's a lie. We want it to start because it's our right. They are giving us our right. And so if any other subsequent government has failed to carry out the refinery, then this one has come up. We also thank Baba. We also thank our governor who's also making it possible that the refinery should work. Now, the community also, we are giving them our own support. Yet in every society, like I told you, there could be a band of disagreement and agreement and agree. You understand me? Now, if the people who are coming there to do this job are not considering the right of the people, that's where problems come in.
Yeah.
But they must also have, this company that came up there to start up this refinery, they came up and they formed a committee to handle both from local communities to be there with them. And they got into what they call the MOU.
Okay.
Fine.
Memorandum of Understanding.
Fine. They are working according to that level now. But I know that sometimes, every time, even you cannot be every right, etc. But for we want that refinery to come to work.
But how safe? Now you have given assurance that there will be cooperation for the repairs to be carried out.
Yes.
How safe will these assets be? Considering that as we speak now, and I asked this question earlier, that we can't even meet our quota. Now if we bring them on board and there is no guarantee that the assets will be secured, it means we'll go back to square zero.
No. I told you, carry the people along. Recall, CCC, community company conflict. When people come together, they have a common understanding the question of two friends doing their business. At the end of the business, you take your own, I take my own, and a glass of wine. They celebrate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fine. If you decide to cheat every time, that problem comes in. Carry the people along. Now, I'm telling you, the companies who are coming there too should know that people are there. You understand me? Because most of the companies have their environmental impact assessment was not carried out. And this is things that touch the life of people. Some of them just say, okay, you know, we're here. No, that is where the federal government will sit with people, the people of the area, and say, no, this is what we can do for you. We cannot do this one. And most of these companies coming there, they cannot show you their bill of quantity as if they want to liberate, to get. I'm not talking about the refinery alone.
Yeah.
But you see, personally, we are grateful for the management of refinery, despite that the ongoing there. Fine. But you see, many people have come and gone. But the present MD, I think, we played a role in granting, letting the federal government realize that this job will be done.
Okay.
And that the MD of refinery now, and he is always at ground. Now, the community itself too, we have given the right. We say, no, we welcome you.
Okay.
Do this job because it's going to help us. In fact, Liverpool have a lot of technicians who are trained, manpower that can handle. You talk about best weather, X-ray weathers, to have them. You talk erectors, you talk about scaffolders, you talk about different field of work. They are there, and we don't want these people to lose the job.
Yes, Your Highness, I want you to talk briefly on amnesty program. There is this call that it should be scrapped. Do you think there will be way forward in the event the federal government agrees to? No,
let me tell you something now. In my last discussion in Federal Radio Corporation, when they talk about this modern refineries, Bofire something, what they call this other refineries that are polluting this question.
Yeah.
And I told them
the illegal refineries.
That's the thing, illegal refinery. And I think our governor really did a lot of job for the federal government of Nigeria. I'm telling you, because I'm somebody that I can tell you on your nose. Because we came on his own, the governor of Rivers even went to some bush.
But there are allegations that most of these illegal refineries belong to, you know, community leaders, politicians, and all that.
Let me tell you, you see, when the governor has done better, me, even if the governor is of the northern state, I'll tell you. Yeah. Because I have one type, I can forget anything. If I play that video, or you can contact, do you know for a governor to come out and decide to go to war on this issue? I'm telling you.
Because there are powerful forces behind.
The governor of Rivers State went after most of these people.
He checkmated the powerful.
What are you talking, my friend? And he gave order to the local government chairman. If you don't do it and I catch you, you go. And you know, the man is somebody that he will want to follow what he's talking. Are
you satisfied with the oil spillage clearing?
No, yes. What I've said, but it would still need more because of some of the terrain are so bad.
Is something happening?
Yes. High Prep is doing something. It's doing something, but we still need more from them. Because like what the Mr. President has just done now, Mr. President has ordered that the area should be given light all through. So in order to encourage economic development of the area. But you know that oil spillage is something that will take time for you to bring into control. Even big countries like, you can think about the Gulf of Guinea, the New Mexico, when there was that great oil spillage. It took time. The technical aspect of it cannot be matched with what we have here. But they are trying their best, but we still need more from the High Prep organization.
Your Highness, as you can see, Angola and Libya, they have overtaken Nigeria in terms of the
crude. Yeah.
Exactly.
Angola is an oil producing country.
They have overtaken us, sadly.
That's why I say there need to be unification, unity. Even if you are so sad, or even if you should know that if you are maltreating somebody, call him sometime. Like I said, call a dog a good name. Call somebody a good name. encourage him, and will be able to do more. So if you're talking about, now, the unrest situation in our country today is not what you can talk in Angola. Or they may have, the population of Nigeria is not up to, Angola cannot compare itself.
Yeah, so it's like two.
It's just like when they're talking about insurgent issue. Now, when I talk about insurgent issue last time, I said, look, bring them together. Like we were talking about these unnecessary refineries. Do you know one thing?
No, yeah.
For them to even have that acumen of going into such technicality, bring them and form these modular refineries.
Okay, you are advocate of that?
Yes, bring these people you think, say, look, this thing is killing your soil. This thing is killing your... The National Orientation Agency, some of them in university are trying now. Go to the local village. You don't need to be a man and I'm in the head of affair. You don't even attack where the problem is coming from. No. And people are ready to help. Because when you tell them, Nigerians are good listeners. So
yeah.
They endure a lot.
And if I get you, what you are trying to say, Your Highness, is that people who are actually putting these illegal refineries, they have talents that government can tap, bring them together.
The governor of Rivers State has done his best. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he has done his best by making sure he checkmate those things. Now, if you cancel the amnesty, the amnesty, now you have spent a lot of money in this amnesty issue. I don't think canceling is not the best, because it will get a time when all these people you talk are being booked, you will get some good brains from there that will also handle the model refinery.
Okay.
And bring their technique. That is Africa technology. You understand me? They will have small refinery in Houston.
Okay. In the United States.
United States. If you drive from Houston to Dallas, you see a lot of small refineries there, owned by families.
And you register them.
You register them.
Meaning you get income from them.
You understand me? That is what we, because if you not, for me, even if those are brothers in the bush here, call them.
You are talking about the bandits up north.
See, I'm telling you, because I make observation when I was riding the train to Abuja, to Kaduna, and I told one person, the security of this rail need to be protected.
Wow.
That they should have.
This was before.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Incident.
I'm not, because you see, I have something God gives to me. It could not take Nigeria to have about 3 flights, helicopters. This one is coming. This one is going, like that. Then also, it's not even late now. Involve the communities, 1 mile by 1 mile.
Community policing.
Community policing of the rail. It will help. Then, monthly, weekly, give those people something. It won't cost you anything. Recognize what they are doing. That, see, if by this week nothing happens, we are giving you 1,000 naira, 1 million, 200, 300 million, whatever thing.
It's cheaper for the government.
It's cheaper for the government. But sometimes government will not do that. Government will not even carry people like us who can tell the truth.
Role for traditional rulers.
But how many? Look at the life lost there. What can you pay for life? So government should not look at big people in the office and give them appointment. They may not even have the power to go there.
Government should go to the grassroots.
Go to the grassroots and give appointment. Go to the communities. Have seminars for each of the states you think that they are worrisome.
Yes, Your Highness, as we round up the program, I want to hear from you whether you are doing something to encourage youths in the Niger Delta to look beyond oil.
Yes. You see, as a custodian of the community, agriculture is our major occupation. Even before the coming of oil, agriculture. Agriculture, where fishing, farming. In cropping, you have different crops. I could remember when we have the pyramid grass, not pyramid. Nigeria should now think beyond oil. Even beyond oil, even in the areas where we have oil, there's aqua system of farming. The river people should be encouraged in aqua system of farming.
Okay.
Now you have to think about Thailand. You understand? If you go, most of the fish you find in the grocery shops in America are from Thailand.
Yeah.
What stops us now from thinking behind oil or cold for tomorrow? Now, London is telling you about how many years to come now they are going to have a
green.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the ecosystem now is polluted. G8, G7, G8, most of them are now focusing on climate change.
Yeah.
Climate change now is affecting all the economy of the world. People are migrating to other countries. Undictative happenings are happening all over the world.
Yes.
So Nigeria now have to think, because there will be time, because the white people are looking for creative measures to downplay on our oil system.
Yeah, they have gone already because
now, electric motors are coming up. Different now, even to generate. Now, look at it. If you don't know,
and oil companies are also leaving.
If you don't prepare, if we don't prepare, we will suffer more. But I ask God to bless this land.
Amen.
You understand me? Because now, look at what is happening all over the world. The Iceland is. Then, if you go to Brazil now, you see the forest. The Aborigines are protesting. You understand me? Hey, you go to Amelia, all of this, a lot of protesting about their forests because of timber evacuation.
Yes.
Everybody now, because, and you can see, look at how many. The heat,
every other person is looking for option.
The heat in London.
Yeah.
The heat in, now, if the whole of France engulfed by fire, California.
Serious climate challenge. I want this from you, lastly, because we have come to the end of the program. Your Highness, you've been on the throne for over 20 years. Do you look the governors on their face and said, you have to do this in order to liberate our communities? Because it's not about federal government all the time.
No, it's not. You see, I want you to disabuse your mind from the federal government alone, or from state government alone, or from the listing. The people must know that we owe this country something. The country also must know that it owes the people something. Now, I don't want to go into political issue.
Yeah, because time is already
I don't want to go into, but
yes.
I think if you love Nigeria, do something good for Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness, Sir Dr. Emperor Mpe John Dingpa, the paramount ruler of Lesser LMA, the base of Nigeria's first refinery. We thank you very much for your input, for the advice you rendered to the federal government, the oil companies, and the communities.
Yes.
We really thank you, and we hope to have you some other time.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, we've been with His Royal Highness discussing Nigeria's oil production and issues in Niger Delta, which we hope those that matter will take note of most of the points he raised, because he spoke frankly to every other person. And this is where we come to the end of the program, hoping that you will be with us tomorrow. For now, I am Hamza Idris.